Unposted Letters, अनकही बातों का पता।
Dear friends, Unposted Letter brings to you the letter Goodbye, which has been written by Anuradha Mishra and narrated by Rashmi Nambiar.
Dear you, the spring has arrived outside my window. The wind brushes against the blossoming trees as they shed their leaves to the ground, creating a painting of natural colors. The gulmohar, in a vibrant red, stands absorbed in its own awe and admiration. The neighbor woman passes with her daughter in yellow frock, and the boy who used to play in the park plays with sky blue balloons. Life thrives outside my window as spring arrives with all its hues and dangles just in front of my eyes. But I can't have it. Everything around me is a strange reminder of you. Like the inside of this house that seems like forever of monochromes, the white walls, the light filtering pale white lace curtains, the single black and white picture on the wall, and the books with your words in them. You so love whites, don't you? But I wish we had chosen more colors. Reds, yellows, blues, and greens. Greens? Do you remember those green bangles? Well, I know you don't. You know, now that you've gone, the black mirror on the wall looks just like me. Lonely and empty. But that small girl who loves pink still comes to this house and peeps into this mirror and asks me, Shona, where is he? I teasingly ask her, who he? She chuckles and looks deeper into the mirror and answers, he who used to call you Shona. The little girl and me play this game all the time because she doesn't get to miss the candies that you used to give her. And for me, that's the only time when spring comes inside this house and the mirror doesn't seem empty. At daytime, the hues outside the window make me miss the colors that the canvas of our lives could have adorned. But at nights, I still sit perched on the stool next to the window. All the nights have the same color, black. I remember the nights full with stars and a full moon, a slow breeze disturbing the sleep of thin curtains. I miss that feeling of you sitting beside me in the couch and reading poetry from a favorite book. And when sleep engulfed us, we both dreamt of the same dreams. Remember how we laughed at it in the morning? And why can't I forget that afternoon? We were sitting there on the grass, and you very casually removed my handbag from my lap and settled your head in and went on talking over the phone. I kept staring at you, thinking that no love could be as beautiful as ours. That was so silly of me. People in this world don't even keep the promises they make. And here I was, thinking that you would keep a promise which you never made. Everything seemed like absolute love to me at that time. That park, the movies that we watched together, that touch, when you touched my right cheek with the back of your fingers without even looking at me. The books, the poems, the hour-long conversations, your hummings, and the departure. that bus stop. I was returning from your place. I had got into the bus and you asked me, "Can I hug you?" And then that fight. That fight about why I see an old you and old me together. We parted our ways after that. And somewhere I'm glad about it, because I don't want to be a storm in your happy life ahead. Yes, Ankita told me about your big day. God, I still can't even say those words out, your marriage, in my mind. But I'm learning that this distance between us is the only eternal relation we can ever have. So I have reorganized the books that you had sent and kept them in the shelf all over again. Inside one of those books, the one you sent me on my birthday, a collection of love poems, I found that peacock feather and reread that poem you had bookmarked with it. Interestingly, it was about spring, about the apricot flowers in soothing yet bold pastel colors of whites and pinks and bright reds. You know, the most important feature of a flower is that they can be noticed even from a distance because of these colors, like your presence in my life. I also remember the day we were discussing that someday we would go on a holiday during the spring to see those flowers. Someday. And then someday we would see the dawn sitting on the seaside together. Someday we would have our own house in the hills. Someday you'll cook that Lebanese dish that we had at the rundown restaurant. What was it called? Ah, yes, kanafe. Kanafe. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. But how does it matter now? You have piled up so many somedays in my life. Perhaps it is time for me to clear away your somedays so that I can have my own somedays. So here I am at this point of my life finally, where I'm writing this letter not to send you, but to tell myself that it's over. And I could think of any other way to address you except calling you just you. I could have called you my home, my life, my world, my dream, my eternity, my everything. I could have called you by so many names of love and life. But we never became those things of love and life for each other. At a time when I was almost sure that this thing that we had was nothing less than what the world calls love, you left. You just left without any answers or explanations. I had numerous questions. But you said, not all questions can have answers. But this devil called hope kept me trapped. It lied to me unabashedly hundreds of times that you cannot live far away from me. I waited for your return. The seasons kept on with their cycle and changed from rain to spring, and the pain of your absence and lovelessness of my lonely life became a part of me. Something as common as breathing. It is so common now that I don't even notice it. But how can I blame you for this? You had never made promises, never said that you love me. You were just there, holding my hand. I learned it a lot later that love is not just a noun. It's a verb also. And each heart customizes it according to how they perceive this as a noun. Confusing. However, Now I know you had loved me enough in your own way, but not in my way. Thus, I think it's time for me to let myself go of you, with the hope that wherever you are, your heart can still feel mine and you know I'm not sad anymore. When you said a goodbye, I had not known what to say in response. Seeing me quiet, you had tugged off your hands from mine and said that you would wait for the day when I would say a goodbye. So this is a goodbye from me then. Not with pain or hatred or vindication. Rather with a smile and a feeling that if ever life brings us face to face again, we will be able to smile at each other. With love, I